The saying that some people are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them is an old saying that perfectly describes former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo GCFR, or Baba OBJ, as is fondly called. Indeed, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo is a man who has risen to the task of greatness which was put on his shoulders. Chief Olusegun Obasanjo is a leader who served Nigeria with a sense of love and loyalty, and he has continued to build bridges of love and unity throughout the country. He has indeed left indelible marks in the sands of time. To usher this enigma, a deep, passionate and sometimes misunderstood leader, into his 83rd birthday, a symposium was held on Thursday, the 5th of March 2020, at the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library in Abeokuta, Ogun State, Nigeria. The symposium was themed "The Place of Pan-Africanism in an Emerging World of Besieged Liberal Democracy." In attendance were the celebrant, former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, and his wife, Chief Mrs. Bola Obasanjo, the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, former Governor of Osun State, Prince Olagosoyo Oyinlola, two-time Minister and former President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Chief Dr. Mrs. Nike Akonde, CON, veteran broadcaster and Nigeria's former High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Dr. Christopher Kolade, Professor Aki Mabugunje, CON, Alhaji Gboyega Isiaka, Senator Florence Itagiwa, Dr. Mrs. Bisi Kolabo, Prince Bisi Olatilo, the Chairman and CEO Biscon Communications, among other distinguished guests. The symposium, themed "The Place of Pan-Africanism in an Emerging World of Besieged Liberal Democracy," had discussants who shared different perspectives on the concept of Pan-Africanism and liberal democracy, as well as the place of Pan-Africanism in an emerging world of besieged liberal democracy. The discussants were Fiski Law from Germany, Dr. Adewale, Professor David Awurawo, Dr. Jumoke Jacob Haliso, Professor Deola Ayonlaja, and Professor Peter Okebukola as moderator. In their different views, they noted that liberal democracy is meant to highlight individual freedom and movement. Instead, it's fostering abominable acts, which have been accepted in some parts of the world as normal. They gave different examples to drive their point. They also gave their opinions on how democracy should be defined, as well as liberal democracy and countries that practice them. Some of the discussants were of the opinion that Pan-Africanism is for Africa, and that the idea of liberal democracy is an idea of the Western world, not Africa. They further emphasized that even if liberal democracy would be adopted in Africa, it must be Africanized.
Siege. You're under siege when you're subjected to captivity. Now, if the liberal democracy that we have today, that is actually supposed to highlight individual freedom and individual movement, is now understood to be under siege, then we understand that there is an ideological metamorphosis that is driving the movement in itself into a direction that was not desired from the very beginning. Today, abominations are becoming the new normal. I give an example that people would not like to hear or listen to in Europe, the idea of gay marriage. It's something that has been an abomination over several decades and centuries. But today, in very many liberal democracies, it is becoming the new normal. And that is a part of the line of reasoning when you say an ideological movement is under siege.
People are involved in the government. And also, it is characterized by election between multiple distinct political parties. So, indirectly, liberal democracy involves political existence of political parties, and not just one, but multiple political parties, and one where there's also a market economy as well as an open society. And that also gives way for private ownership of businesses and investment. And to move to the term liberal democracy can also be regarded as Western democracy, which also entails freedom of individuals, freedom of residents, liberty, and all the likes. And what do we now mean when we say liberal democracy is besieged? It implies that the tenets of liberal democracy are not being fully maximized, are not being exhibited. The extent of the tenet of liberal democracy are being threatened where liberal democracy is being practiced.
That the definitions we have heard may need to be amended in the context of Africa and its peculiar history. And then, when we talk about liberal democracy also, there are two sides. There are the institutions that we identify with democracy, and there are the procedures that we expect democracy to run. And of course, in many African countries, including ours, those two things sometimes do not diverge. We have elections without citizen participation, for example. Let me just leave that example right there. And across the world we see this. There is, of course, Americans were shocked a few years ago when Donald Trump emerged as their president, and they couldn't understand it. We have seen rightist parties in Europe, in Italy, France, Germany, that have taken the idea of democracy to something that marginalizes significant portions of their populations. Here in Africa, we have seen the subversion of revolutions that should have instituted democracy, such as in Egypt, such as in South Sudan, where members of conservative forces subvert the movement to democracy and co-opt civil society and modify the system and they lose the gains of their movement. I think let me stop here.
The challenges we have is, what the future holds if this besieged liberal democracy is allowed to foster. But it is gratifying, that several systems of government practice over time, and if I'm to quote Francis Fukuyama, it is not likely that liberal democracy will disappear anytime soon. You could have some swing to the right, some swing to the left, but somehow some equilibrium will find moving forward. Because humans are interested in what will profit them, what will advance their cause. And whether you like it or not, the fact that liberal democracy promotes freedom, liberty, the rights of people, and government popular participation makes it appealing. And so it is not likely to disappear anytime soon. I don't want to make one final comment, but I do not agree with Professor to my left that we should redefine liberal democracy. What has happened in the case of those democracies in Africa which have not, rise up to what we expect of democracy, we have another term for it. We call it illiberal democracy, quasi-democracy, no-capacity democracy. That's how we define them. So all of those ones that are not following the tenets, we call them illiberal democracy. While we maintain liberal democracy for those ones that follow the tenets that were just outlined. But I think Pan-Africanism has a bright future because it does not seem that liberal democracy will disappear anytime soon.
In the remarks of the birthday icon, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, he said the birthday celebration was originally scheduled to hold between Tuesday and Friday, adding that the programs for Tuesday and Wednesday were taken off because some of the participants could not attend due to the coronavirus epidemic. The former president recalled how African leaders used the instrument of the creation of the African Union to extend the frontiers of the concept of Pan-Africanism to embrace Africans in the diaspora. Chief Obasanjo, who insisted that no two democratic systems in the world are the same, called on the African region to redefine its own democracy, adding that the concept of liberal democracy was a Western coinage, an idea. He later advised that African leaders must stand steadfast and be ready for global antagonism when they so decide to carve out their own definition of democracy.
One of the panelists said, actually, the idea and the movement of Pan-Africanism did not originate at the continent of Africa. It originated in the Caribbean and in the Americas. So we thought that since Pan-Africanism originated from there, let somebody who you may call the son of the soil from the Caribbean come and broach the discussion. Then he had an accident. And then we said, okay, we will look for a substitute. And we chose President Nkrumah of Sierra Leone. Well, many of the Sierra Leoneans are from diaspora. They went and came back. Some of them still bear Yoruba names, Akinwumi and so on. And we said, okay, this may be the best substitute. Then with coronavirus, we have to shelve that. And then we said, okay, this program must go on. And for the program to go on, we devised what we have got this morning, this eminent panel. And you have listened to them. We couldn't have got anything better. It let me, with all due respect, say, some people will be saying, look, what has Africanism got to do with us in Nigeria today? We have the problem of insecurity. We have the problem of restructuring. We have all the other problems. What has Pan-Africanism got to do with us? I will say to you that Pan-Africanism has a lot to do with each and every one of us. No matter where we live, in Nigeria or in Africa, no matter what we do, and no matter what is our situation, our present situation. And that's why I'm particularly happy that we have our traditional rulers here. And we have some of the policy makers, and of course, we have some of the victims of policies that are good, or beneficiaries of policies that are good, and victims of policies that are bad.
I came in at a time this country needed him the most. Baba served this country meritoriously. Baba definitely is a cat with more than 9 lives. I also said yesterday that Baba's life is so full of contradictions. You will see Baba playing his ayo with the same passion with which you will see Baba at the United Nations. The same passion and the same seriousness. You will see Baba at his festival, and you see him how full of adoration he is of his culture, his tradition, his heritage. At the same time, Baba is someone who loves God. Baba serves God with his heart and mind. Baba will fast with Christians during the Lenten season. Baba will fast with Muslims during the fasting season. God certainly has not made many people like Baba. And I'm sure that all of you understand that I'm not saying this because I'm trying to sound patronizing, but because these are just statements of fact. And most of us know this. Papa, my prayer is that God, in His infinite mercy, will continue to preserve your life.
This was immediately followed by special performances by different groups and school children, and then goodwill messages and presentation of gift items to the celebrant.
The first one is a special presentation. Our own Baba, the former president and commander-in-chief of all forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, this CSR, PhD, and third birthday celebration. Today, 5th March 2020, we will see many Africans of the day in good health. Congratulations. Thank you very much. God bless you.
The cake cutting exercise was later supervised by a very close friend of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, Dr. Christopher Kolade.
Okay, put your hand on the knife now. Put your hand on the knife. Put your hand on the knife. And Madame hand will be on your own. And I'm going to count from 1 to 83. Okay? Alright? We start at 1. Everybody knows what 1 is. Do you know what 11 is? What about 21? 31, and 41, you know 51, 61, 71, you know 80, what about 81, 82, we will cut this cake at 88.
The event ended on a dancing note. From BSCON Communications, it's 83 hearty cheers to former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR.